Chicago and the Philippines. A comprehensive review of the week's special community events, featuring many exciting personalities, handled by the most professional Chicago Philippine Reports TV staff.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Chicago Philippine Reports TV, still the #1 Filipino show in the Midwest. I'm Girly Pascual. Welcome to our show. Today we have all the top stories from the Philippines. We also have what's happening in our own Filipino-American community of Chicago. We have interesting interviews led by our very own executive producer, Miss Veronica Layton. We have Bridget Cotero Carino. All these are coming up and more afterward from our sponsors. Please stay with us.
There were fewer bar examinees and relatives who waited outside the Supreme Court for the announcement of the 2024 bar exam results compared to last year. But the loud cheers and blissful cries were the same as a total of 3,962 examinees successfully passed the bar. There was delay in the announcement, and 2024 bar examinations chairperson Mario Lopez explained that they had to deliberate on lowering the passing score from 75 to 74%. Lopez said the Supreme Court and Bank unanimously approved his recommendation to lower the passing mark.
The justices would like to have more lawyers. Ayaw nila na 3,000 lang, but they want more lawyers. And there are several reasons why we need more lawyers. And of course, one of the main reasons perhaps is the scarcity of lawyers in some areas. Not in Metro Manila, because I believe in Metro Manila we have enough, but in the provinces we may not have enough lawyers. And at this time, I wish my most valuable lawyers will also decongest from Metro Manila and serve the people there in the rural areas.
Top-notcher this year is University of the Philippines graduate Kyle Christian Tutor with 85.77%. Followed by Maria Cristina Aniceto of the Ateneo de Manila University and Gerald Rojas of Angeles University Foundation. The top 20 were dominated by UP and Ateneo, with 6 graduates each. For the biggest law schools, the top-performing school is Ateneo, both for categories first-time takers and all candidates. Lopez also explained why some bar takers individually received their grade ahead of the announcement, citing new technology used by the Supreme Court.
We will know better, of course, with this new technology, we can prevent this to happen again. But the integrity, I will assure you, the integrity of the bar examination was never diminished. There is a total confidentiality and nobody had an access with the sensitive issue of the questions and answers from the bar examinations.
Among those who waited outside the Supreme Court only to receive perhaps their biggest good news this year are Michael John and his family.
Family ko po, sobrang supportive. Si Lord po, St. Jude, St. Clair, St. Bede, St. Anthony, Our Lady of Lourdes, thank you po sa lahat.
Timothy James, who also passed the bar, was accompanied by his fur babies, aside from his girlfriend.
Kasama ko din po kasi sila during the process and I want them to feel na kasama ko din sila hanggang sa tagumpay ko ngayong araw.
And behind some successful examinees are their mothers.
Congratulations!
Pasado po yung anak ko. Sobrang tuwa po. Thank you po, Lord. Ang dami ko punta sa alam. Gininig po talaga ng panalangin ko ni Jesus Nazareno.
Magkaroong relief at excitement po sa future ko sa legal profession.
The successful examinees will take their oath as new lawyers on January 24, 2025.
Yan! Dito na! Hey! Times, vital news, vibrant views for the Filipino Asian communities in Chicago. Via Times for your most interesting and exciting reading and your party coverages. Via Time has very interesting columnists. You name it, Via Times has it. Law, Filipino news, dentistry, immigration, humor, serious opinions, health, beauty, mysticism, Bata Corner, showbiz, and intelligently written editorials. Call Via Times at 773-866-0811.
Magandang hapon po sa inyo lahat and welcome to Veronica's segment of the show. Today, I have a very exciting guest from the Indian American community of Chicago. And her name is Lion Hina Trivedi. Help me welcome Lion Hina Trivedi. Hi, Hina. Welcome to our show.
Thank you. Hi. Thank you for taking your time and doing a interview. I really appreciate it. I know you since my childhood. We used to come to your TV show, but we really appreciate what you do, you and your husband, all these years. I really appreciate it. We miss him, but you're still there and taking the dream forward. Thank you.
Thank you so much, and this is your premiere appearance in our show, and I hope you will have more appearances here because you're such a dynamic leader in your community. You really impress me. First thing, will you please introduce to our viewing audience about your professional background?
Yes, my name is Lion Hina. I was born in India, raised in here in Chicago, and I serve over 32 organization as a president, like Federation of Indian Association, American Indian Associations, GoPO, like many, serve so many different organizations. I started my voluntary service as I was like 13, 14 years old as a Leo, serving VA, working with them in Villa Park and then Shore Park and all those areas. And then I became a Lion, and then my kids are Leo, and now they are Lion. And my dad is Lion, my grandfather was Lion. We are just community serving all over life and giving back into community.
All right, great. Wow. And we meet each other somehow in some Lions functions in our Filipino American community too. And
Yeah.
and so you've been a member of the Lions Club for how many years? You have founded the Indo.
Yeah. Yeah, our Lions Club started years back ago, but then it got closed. And again, we restarted in 2006. We start planning. 2007, we registered with the state. And then 2008, we registered with the Lions Club. So it's like, so our starting date actually start from 2008. But we started in 2006. And then we did it with the state 2007. And then we forgot to register with the Lions Club. So we did that one in 2008.
The Filipino American Lions clubs are really very quite active in our community, and
Yes.
I wonder how about the Indo Lions clubs in your community. Are they as active as the Filipino community Lions?
Yes, we always, when it's come to Asian or when it comes to USA, we always come together and do most of the activity together. So like if the Filipino community need any technician for the hearing, vision screenings or any for their community or church or anywhere, they call us and then we become a part of it because I'm a technician myself too. I got that license for that too. So I help out because that way we don't have to pay the technician 250 per hour. So I do it as a free, as a voluntary. So Filipino community, they do a lot of activities too here and back home in Philippines. And same thing us. And then when it comes to Asian, we always come all together and do things together, project together, support each other, and we give back into community that way.
All right. The International Lions Club's motto is "We serve," right? We serve, and
Exactly.
so
Yes.
helping the uh, people afflicted with eye problems or blindness. Is it still
Right.
the same? Still the
Yeah,
same?
it's still there. If you want to see, I still have some equipment here because I was just doing screening couple days back. So even if it's winter, we don't stop because a lot of church and them they're doing Christmas holiday parties and all that, and they have some people who really needs the hearing screening done, or they need their kids or grandkids need the vision screening done. So we do continue whole year round. We don't stop just because it's a winter break. We continue doing whoever needs the help, and we always serve. So yes, we do with the vision screening, but after vision screening, let's say if they have an issue, then we refer them to go to the doctor and see the doctor. If they need eyeglasses, we try to come up with whatever the donated fund we have. We try to get them the vouchers, or we'll try to get them pay for their glasses and like that. So we do those kind of thing. And Lions of Illinois is over there too. They are trying to help them out too. And as a local level, we try our best to help out too.
All right. Very good. Okay. Personally speaking, before we started the interview, you mentioned to me that you've had some kind of health challenges, and I'm wondering if with your involved community involvement and with your health challenges, if you're how you're doing serving the community. How do you do it?
Yeah, because of some health challenges, yes, after a couple years in rehab after stroke and that, but I didn't want to just sit back because I feel like that, hey, I'm surviving from the cancer and all that. There is so many people out there who probably facing those things. So I feel like I always fight. My mentally, I'm very strong. So I come back and fight and try to give back to the people who's going through those situation. And I feel like the God gave me life. Doesn't matter which God we believe, God is only one. So we gave me life. I feel like that I have to give back into community. That there is other people like me, what I went through. They might be going through. Maybe their age are different. Maybe they are, so that's why our focus is into kids with the cancer. Then we go with because I'm a diabetic type 1. My grandma died from the diabetic. My mom is suffering. I am. So my helping out with the diabetic, screening their vision, because the first thing we lose when our sugar goes up or down, we lose our eye. Our eyesight is very important. And God bless each and everyone who has their eyesight. But there is so many people that when they don't have they lose their eyesight, they don't know what to do. They don't know. They get anxiety. They get panic. They don't know how to react at that time, and nobody knows why that person is reacting like that. Only that person know why they're reacting like that. So it's always to share all that information and educate people why it's so important to check their diabetes, why it's important to proper food, all that stuff, to talk to them. And because I speak 10 different languages, so I feel like let me share that, with that. Because of my stroke, my left side, I cannot write like good, but my brain is good, so I can speak and I can communicate with my speech. So I try to get people and communicate with them in a different language, different dialogue, and try to get the update them, get them engaged. And it's good to use your brain more and more and be active, so you don't go into the depression, you will not go into the mental health. Come up with a small project, come up with a small thing to keep things busy. So each and every people has a senior in their home, each and everyone has a youngster in their home. Put them together, let them learn from each other, because senior has the experience but their body is weak, so they might be not able to do things that we able to do. And the youngster maybe has a newer idea, a newer thing, and they can teach them how to use maybe phone or smartphone or things or like that, and they can learn from their old experience how they used to make their living and how they did things back in the days when they didn't have all these things. So it's always good to learn from each other and help each other, because my weak point is now when it comes to the emails or text or like that, I have to send voice message, and when I'm sending voice, I'm making a lot of mistakes. But people will judge me from that oh my gosh, she's educated, she doesn't know how to type, or she doesn't know how to put even comma or period. But when I'm sending voice message, it does not do all that. And that's why there is lot of miscommunication happen due to that. So it's better when somebody pick up the phone and communicate with me. I'm better with that way. Or I'm better with like a Zoom when I'm talking to you and I'm face to face with you. I can communicate better with you. So I'm sure there is so many other people going through that. I practice. I learn how to write thing. It took me a long time, but still I cannot. When I write for longer, I start shaking.
My, my goodness. Oh, Hina, you're such a wonderful person, a woman of courage. And I'm telling you, you really amaze me. You really amaze me. On this Christmas season, I please spread your goodwill and help other people out there. And I am really happy to have you here in my show on this Christmas season, where everyone has to share their good tidings. And okay, do you want, before we sign off, you want to say your last words to our viewing audience? Tina?
I just wanted to tell each and every one, we all have a ups and downs. There is no perfect life in nobody's life, but always from our mistake we learn, and from our if we can do something good for others, we do that. If we cannot do something good, we walk away. But always continue doing good, because you know what? If nobody's watching, God is watching. And God is send you here, each and every one, for reason. And the day we know what reason we are here, we will peacefully go back. And it's really, really, I would say that they never give up. Somebody say you cannot do that. Don't listen that. You do what is your mind is telling you. If your brain telling you you can do that, you will do that. I was in wheelchair for a couple of years. I was told that I will not able to walk on my feet. I keep fighting. When I was a young, back in a age of 19, I was 18, 17 or 18. I was in high school that time. I was told I will never walk on my feet that time too. And they, because of my diabetes, and they want to cut my leg. So I refused that. I did not let them cut my leg. And I fight. I was in wheelchair that time 6 months, but I didn't give up. And they told me I would never work even 40 hours. I end up working 80 hours per week, and I show that no, I can do it. And always do stretch. Any if anything happen, do stretch, do something that make you enjoy. Even if you feel like going shopping, shop. You want to do something, do that, because anything that you do that you enjoy, that is your life, and that is the living happily life. Even if you like painting, coloring, planting, do the gardening, whatever makes you feel good, do that, because that's will make you busy and your mind away from other thing. And negativity, any negativity or anyone talking negative, stay away from that. Listen to them, but don't judge them or don't say anything, but learn from that and walk away, because negativity is not, it's going to break down your immune system, and you don't want that either. So make sure you stay with the positive people. That you're not going to find all the time positive, but always find positive into those negative and move on with it. And I just want to say, be strong, be healthy, and thank to God each and every day that we are when we open our eyes and we are healthy and we have food to eat, we have a roof to live, and we have a car to drive. We should appreciate God, for everything we have. And our parents, never forget our parents, because whoever we are today, because of them. And no matter where you at, always pick up the phone and call, not just on a holiday. Check on them because most of the elderly people are dying because they're in the house and nobody's there to call 911 for them, or nobody's know that where they fall. And I'm learning this hard way because my own parents had a stroke during the COVID and they are stuck in hospital bed. And one after other they fall. Nobody knows what's going on until somebody's home. Or my dad sees that, then he has a phone, he dials it because he cannot get up from hospital bed. My mom sees that, she end up calling us and we get here right away. So it's always check on you, even if they're your neighbor, even if they're your, but please check on them because it's very important that, to keep everybody alive. Because of them, we are here today. Thank you. Thank you for doing interview. I really appreciate you and your husband work very hard for the Asian family. I can say that because you guys used to teach us the culture, the everything. We used to have a TV Asia or something. It was a long time back. And then you guys used to give us 1 hour on Sunday, and we used to come early in the morning, dress Indian dress, and we used to do dance and all that stuff. I still remember that was like back in the 80s I'm talking about. But I really appreciate all those. And we used to make noise and all that, but you guys never give up on us. You guys say, no, still come back next week. And I really appreciate, what you guys did. You guys are the realist hero of our Asian family. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Miss Hina Trivedi. And I really appreciate you on my show this morning, this afternoon. And also, thank you for the beautiful words of wisdom. You are such a role model in our community. You're an inspiration. Keep it up. And have a Merry Christmas and Happy
Merry Christmas.
to you and your family. And thank you so much. Maraming salamat. At
Thank you.
until
Salamat.
we see each other again in one of these
Sure.
days. All right. Okay.
Love you.
Well, to tell you the truth, you tore me up. I was tearing up.
Sorry. Sorry. When you
Oh,
speak from your heart and when you don't have piece of paper to read, you just say
yeah.
what is
Yeah, the paper.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
emotional.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Merry Christmas to all and Happy New Year. And 2025 makes the difference. Thank you.
Okay, bye now.
Bye.
It's more fun in the Philippines.
Magandang hapon po sa inyo lahat and welcome to Veronica's segment of this show. Today, I have three very interesting young Filipino-American leaders in our community. And believe it or not, I really saw these kids growing up almost. And I'm telling you, I'm so excited. And most of all, this lady here, Joy Molano. Oh, Joy, since she was a very little girl, I've seen her. I used to go to their place. Her mom was a good friend of mine. Hi guys, welcome to our show. And these young leaders are officers of a very, really old organization, and it has been there serving the community in the west suburbs. It is now called, it used to be Filipino Friendship Society of Bolingbrook. Now it's only known as Filipino Friendship Society. And these are the top officers of the organization. Let me introduce first the president, Michael Palmera.
Hello.
And the vice president, Choi Molano Vergara.
Hello, everybody.
and Mr. Rex Balsita. Wow, these kids really came
What's up?
from from families. Really, their parents were my contemporaries, believe it or not, and I'm so happy to see these kids, um, really growing up to become leaders of the community. Welcome to our show. Okay,
Thank you.
We're happy to be here. We are so happy to be here.
Yes.
okay. Thank you for gracing our show today. All right. First things, what is whoever would like to answer, what is the FFS or Filipino Friendship Society?
The
What
Filipino
is this
Friendship Society,
organization all about?
yes, the Filipino Friendship Society was first started in 1974 by like-minded Filipinos who wanted to create a group where they can share their values, their traditions, and and their culture. So in 1974, um, we were new in Bolingbrook. We were just months new. My father, Nick Palmyra, was visited by three people: Rudy Molano, attorney Doria, and one other member I can't remember. But they tried to convince my father to help them create an organization here in Bolingbrook, specifically for Filipino Americans. And that became the start of the FFS, where my father wrote up the articles of the Constitution for the FFS, and we started gathering people together, going house to house to recruit new members. And since people worked during the day, we had to go house to house at night, and uh, they it was very successful. People, mostly the wives of the families, were pushing the husbands to join, and we all got together and we formed the FFS, and it's a it was a very interesting start, seeing that here in Bolingbrook, when we first started, it was all farmland. There were barely any houses. So when we needed help to build our yards, our homes, we recruited other Filipinos in the community, because back then there weren't we couldn't just call like a gardener to come out, because they didn't exist back then. So other Filipinos would come out, and then would help people put out the new grass on their lawn, help with their backyards. It was incredible. So that was basically our start, and eventually we grew to participate in the community with the parades, the Bolingbrook parade. Our first float, our first entry, we actually won three prizes in the parade, and which really garnered more Filipinos to join us. So that was a great event. So yeah, that was basically our start.
All right, very good. When it was founded, I remember I was there. I attended the first inaugural ball
Yes,
Oh,
yes,
of
wow.
the FFS. All right, okay.
yes.
All right. These days, since you took off the name Bolingbrook, what areas or suburbs is this organization serving right now?
We're serving areas around Aurora, Joliet, Naperville, basically the surrounding suburbs of the western suburbs around Chicago. So we actually have members as far as North Chicago and even some members in Indiana. So yeah, it's we're pretty much spread out.
Okay. Yeah, Joy. Okay, I've seen you always accompanying your mom or your dad around that time. Okay, now that you're an officer of this organization, um, you are the vice president of how do you see yourself serving the organization?
Hi, Tita Veronica. It's good to see you. Thank you to Rex and you for scheduling this historic time, actually, as we're coming back and reuniting. You know, as vice president, trying to help get some of get reorganized and re-energized with the group and helping our executive board and trying to connect with members and help really I think we're going back 50 years when we were forming with our, you know, our parents were forming the group, and we all have to do a little bit of everything in starting an organization, a community organization, a business, what have you. It really takes a really large team effort to restart and energize a group. So just trying to play the role that I can to help Michael in his presidency, but also uh trying to work with the board and help each other in our collective goals that we have and remind families. I think one of the roles that I play in particular, now living here and raising my family, being able to connect with new families that are in the area, connect with old friends. RJ and I were in the dance troupe with Auntie Alice. And so with Michelle, Santa Maria, Calma, we were all in the dance troupe around the same time. So trying to bring the generations back where my sisters have friends from the beginning. They were a little bit older than Michael, but they were the teenagers of FFS when it first started, and they remember the Christmas parties and the picnic and the cotillions and the Santa Cruz Suns. So trying to connect, you know, our families that are still here from the 70s and connect them to what we have today in the future.
All right, very good. Okay, how about Rex? Rex, how do you see, I mean, the involvement of these young leaders? How do you see yourself as one of them, and what do you plan on doing to make the organization to become bigger and more serviceable to the community?
Yes, thank you. And hello, Tita Veronica. And I must just say that it really is an honor to be in the presence of an icon and a celebrity of Chicago. You are known all across, and I'm really a little nervous being around, having being
No.
interviewed by you. You are a celebrity. Everybody knows you. So yes, with FFS, it's funny because I think the story of the new board and the second gen taking over, it kind of just unfolded really naturally. All of us didn't really know exactly how we were going to do this, but we all wanted to do it in some way or another. And we all had our own kind of ideas, but it was all kind of heading towards the same direction. So I think for me personally, what really hit close to me was really just reuniting this second generation. All of us were together and grew up together, led by our parents, the first generation, forcing us to go to all of these parties and gatherings that none of us wanted to go to. But I cannot tell you how grateful that we were put in that position and forced to go to these, because looking back at all of these people in the community that we know and that we still talk to. So that really kind of hit close where I want to continue that with the third generation. I want not only the second generation to get reunited, but I want the third generation to unite, because that is something that is probably not really happening. I don't think that we have to do, you know, social events every week or every month, but just the ones that we do, we want to focus on, you know, the second gen reuniting, the first gen uniting, while still upholding that legacy that's being handed down from our first gen.
Terrific. Okay. Maybe the three of you could give me, in your own mind or memory, if the time, uh, a very favorite recall in your memory, that when you were going with your parents, your mom or your dad, around the community, what is the thing that really get imprinted in your mind? Can you please tell me? Okay, I'll start with the president, Michael Palmera.
I think it would have to be, for me, it would have to be the Christmas parties.
All right.
When I was young, I remember the Christmas party. I was like 8 or 9 years old, and we would have the Christmas parties at the Park District. And I remember the Santa Claus would come out, and he would start passing out the toys, and I was like, I'm not gonna get anything. I'm not gonna get anything. And then as everyone's name was being called, I was like, oh, I'm not gonna get anything. Well, Santa calls my name, and then he brings out this big present, and I was like, wow. That was amazing. I forgot what it was, but it was like this big present, and it was the biggest one in the bag. I was like,
Oh,
Oh,
oh my
wow.
goodness, okay. Yeah,
and
that was really special for me.
great
So yeah,
memories. All right,
yeah.
Joy. What was it?
Oh gosh. Okay, so my dad, as Michael said, has been part of FFS, and my mom, of course. That is true. The wives did a lot of influencing their husbands and partners, and so, you know. Gosh, there's so many. It's hard to just pick one because some of my favorites are with people that I'm with on eBoard, like RJ and Michelle, and dancing for the Filipino Friendship Society and representing for the dance troupe. And we did that for over a year or so, and now we still see each other. On social media, or have a reunion of sorts in an upcoming year at events. So being part of the Filipino dance troupe was something special because we got to do some things and got to meet other Filipinos in the community that we didn't go to school with necessarily. We all didn't go to St. Dominic, or we were in different grades. I am going to share a couple more just because I'm that old. But I would have to say, being part of my own cotillion in 1993, and being part of my sister's cotillion as one of her flower girls, and seeing just the other cotillions that we had as a part of FFS. And you'll see Tito Romy be the father, but also the father figure for other debutantes. And we have our cotillion souvenir books. And so I know back then, I have to agree, back then we didn't know all what it would mean or how it would impact us. But seeing that we got to do that with other debutantes in the Filipino community and their families, and decades later, we can remember, the dance practices, the escorts that we've had, and friendships that we've made. And I think that's why we're still called the Filipino Friendship Society. I could go on and on because there's a lot of events that happened, but those are probably the two because it mixed friendship with my family. The cotillions did. So those were some special moments.
Terrific. Thank you. And you, Rex?
Yes, I will definitely add to the Filipino dance troupe memory. I I'm a little younger than Joy, and I was forced to attend uh a practice for I didn't really know what it was, but my mom dragged me to Tita Alice's house to practice to potentially start practicing folk dance. I've never danced a day in my life. I was really young. I think I was only maybe in uh, uh fifth grade. I don't know, 10 years old or 12, something like that. And I didn't want to be there. There was only Tita Alice's son, who is the same age as me, and these two other girls, and there was the four of us practicing, and I'm doing like these childish dances, these really, I don't want to dance with girls. But I had, she kind of forced me. My mom, let's just say she forced me. And I did it, but what really surprised me, well, I was super shocked. I don't think anybody knows this, Joy, you don't know this, but I didn't had no idea that it was part of a bigger group.
Oh,
So within a couple weeks or a week or two, there was officially a practice with everybody, and there was like 30 kids there. And that's when I met Joy, a bunch of other kids in the community that I knew from my sister's friends, and I was just like, wow, I didn't know everybody was here, and it really was just just an amazing time throughout those couple of years. We were a big production. It was a very big deal. We were traveling, doing other, not just FFS events, but we were doing all types of events for the Filipino community. We had young kids to middle to older, all the whole age range, and represented in our group. And definitely when we would perform for FFS, the huge Christmas parties, the induction ball, or the cotillions. I mean, those were our big, huge performances that we were gearing up towards. But outside of that, I definitely want to add that, when my dad, he was president for in 90 like 89 to 91. So that was definitely some of my is I think this was even before I was dancing, and I just remember it was the coolest. My dad's the president, and like I felt like he was the man and he was in charge, and to see him up there talking on the podium and addressing, and that just really stuck with me. Just how cool it was to be the son's, president, president's son. So
terrific. Fun memories. One quick
yes.
question before we sign off. Okay. One by one. Are you planning to have your children and grandchildren uh, with these legacies that you have experienced from your parents?
I'll take that one.
Yeah.
Um, Tita V, I have three kids with my husband here in Bolingbrook. And, we had our induction last, earlier
October
this
6th.
month,
Yeah.
actually, just a few weeks, what is that, 4 weeks ago? And, and I think my kids and my nieces and nephews actually, because they participated in my mom's productions, whether there was Santa Cruzan or another church event. And so, my nieces and nephews have been part of FFS and my sister's kids. And when I had when we started meeting, and I had talked to my husband about it, and I think wholeheartedly we wanted this to be part of our family, and bring, some of these memories for even my nieces and nephews. I had family come out from Texas actually for the inauguration, and it was the first time that she saw a Tinikling dance. And I was like, wow, and they saw the two dances that we had because of FFS, you know. For my kids, they've heard about things or stories that we have shared or my sisters have shared or my husband has shared in their own, them growing up. And now they can experience it. And so they my second child was asked to escort Rex's niece, and I think they understand a little bit of obligation, but I think they also understand what this means to our culture and carrying it through the next generation. So I think we'll see that. And I as a parent now, I want to balance it a little bit, but I think they understand what the legacy means. As my dad and mom were also officers and presidents, and all of our parents were. And so I think they understand why we would like them to carry this on, and we'll see. We'll see. I think there's a lot of I think what I can share with the next generation and raising some and being around some of the next generation, I think they're just as prideful, if not more, of our Filipino culture.
Great. Terrific. Mike or Rex?
I have no kids, so but
Oh, you don't, no,
we definitely
your
want to
guests are
have
really kids.
we definitely
Your
want to have
nephews, your
the youth
nieces, or
involved. We definitely want to have the youth involved in our organization, and we want to influence them to take pride in their Filipino heritage, their history, their culture and traditions, and either through in the classroom or through their parents or their friends. It's it's important for them to learn our values and to carry that on to the next generation. So yes, yeah, it's
Yeah.
yeah.
right.
Yeah,
They're
I couldn't agree more. These are part of this is not just our values, just as this is our culture, this is our legacy, this is everything that we've known. And I think to add to Joy, I think that this third generation is genuinely interested. And we're kind of seeing this reaction, the support coming from third gen. So now it's really just up to us to help curate some of these events, really make them exciting. I mentioned about reuniting the second gen. I really want to be a spark plug and be an example of second generation. I want to personally reach out to as many second generation friends and old friends that I've had to just get this word out to them to hopefully, get their support at least one event, if not, some events in our future, and just, bring us back together to just have network and just have a good time, catch up on life, catch up on what we're doing, have our kids. I don't have kids either, TTV, but I have a lot of friends with kids. I have my own nieces and nephews, and it really warms me to think about what we can do and what we could bring to them and teach them what our parents taught us. And so, we want to expand out of Bolingbrook. We want to be an example for all of Chicago, and so hope to be involved with other organizations and do partnerships and collaborations. So there's a lot of it's exciting. It really is exciting to think about. And again, we're here to reunite and reignite the FFS.
all
Which is our
right.
slogan.
We would like to welcome all of you to Baladna Jewelry. We have a very big selection of 21 karat gold jewelry imported from the Middle East, from Dubai, Saudi, and Bahrain. And we have a very big selection of diamond We offer free financing for 6 months, and we have a layaway system which you can leave your stuff for 3 months. We repair gold and we buy old gold. Welcome to Baladna Jewelry.
Salamat po!
Good afternoon. This is Bridget Carino Quater bringing you this week's local news from our community. Illinois Environmental Protection Agency Acting Director James Jennings announced a new funding opportunity to assist communities where there are currently no wastewater collection and/or treatment facilities. Illinois EPA is making $1 million available for grants through the Unsteward Communities Planning Grant Program, which will assist small and disadvantaged communities in developing a project plan that identifies a solution to wastewater collection and treatment needs. A notice of funding opportunity has been posted to the Illinois EPA website. We know there is a real need for the upfront engineering and planning costs before a community can even consider construction of wastewater infrastructure, said Director James Jennings. Funding is a significant hurdle for many communities without access to modern wastewater systems, and this opportunity is an investment in their future and our environment. Stuck on what to get a child or grandchild for the holidays? Investing in their future is a great gift, and it's easier than ever to contribute to their Bright Start 529 college savings account. You can even do it on your phone. Illinois Treasurer Michael Freericks is encouraging family members and friends to give the future gift of college or vocational school this year by making a contribution to a loved one's Bright Start 529 college savings account. Bright Start 529 recently introduced a new phone app, so giving and requesting gifts is easier than ever. Giving the gift of a Bright Start contribution is a great way to show a young person the importance of a college education, set high expectations for them, and avoid waiting in line with holiday shoppers, Freerick said. Parents, grandparents, aunts, and uncles can boost a college savings account and reduce the amount of money a family might have to borrow later. Bright Start 529 introduced a modernized suite of gifting options as part of the program's switch to a new program manager this fall. TIAA is a pioneer in 529 college savings plans and is one of the largest and most widely recognized program managers. The Illinois Department of Human Rights and the Illinois Human Rights Commission commemorated International Human Rights Day with a celebration of the 45th anniversary of the Illinois Human Rights Act. The celebration includes joint outreach and remarks at a Chicago History Museum event on 100 years of LGBTQIA+ rights activism provided in partnership with the Gerber Hart Library and Archives. IDHR will also celebrate at an all-staff meeting with an employee recognition award ceremony in Chicago and Springfield and through educational content on social media. Inspired by the Civil Rights Act of 1964, the IHRA was signed into law by Governor James R. Thompson on December 6, 1979, establishing the IDHR and the IHRC as the state agencies responsible for enforcing the IHRA. The IHRA now prohibits discrimination in employment, housing, public accommodations, financial credit, and education on the basis of more than 20 protected classes. Those categories include race, color, national origin, ancestry, religion, sex, sexual orientation, gender identity, and disability. The Illinois Human Rights Act provides one of the most comprehensive sets of human rights protections in the country, said IDHR Director Jim Bennett. The holidays are a wonderful time to get everyone together. Unfortunately, they can also mean a greater risk of a fire in someone's home. This holiday season, the Red Cross encourages everyone to follow simple steps to prevent home fires from holiday decorations. December is the peak time for home fires involving candles and holiday decorations, said Rodrigo Carrillo, Illinois Red Cross Regional Disaster Officer. Help protect your family by using battery-operated candles and practicing your 2-minute escape plan with everyone in your household. Follow holiday
decorating safety tips, and visit redcross.org/fire for more information. You can also download the free Red Cross Emergency app by searching American Red Cross in app stores. One of the most persistent lies of the short and doomed Kamala Harris campaign for president was that Donald Trump plans to sign a national abortion ban. Millions of gullible liberal women fell for this lie. They believe it so fiercely that some are now having themselves medically sterilized because they think Trump is going to ban all abortions. Newsweek talked to multiple liberal women who have either already had the procedures performed or who have already scheduled procedures to have their tubes tied. Abortion was the only subject that Kamala Harris was consistent on throughout the campaign. She wants all abortions to happen no matter what, all the time. She repeatedly made the false claim that Donald Trump supports a national abortion ban. Joy Reid on MSNBC made the situation worse by calling Trump voters a forced birthing movement. Shocking numbers of liberal women believe this to be true. They think that America is about to be turned into the Handmaid's Tale, because they're firmly convinced that they won't be able to abort their babies starting in January. They're taking a drastic action. That's all for today. Thank you for watching the news this week. This is Bridget. See you next time.
It's more fun in the Philippines.
It's hard to